Do narcissists believe their own lie, the fake mask they create when meeting you and me? Do they actually believe they've become a new person? That somehow the relationship with us has changed them into a better version of themselves? I know that when I met the guy that I met, I thought I met the man of my dreams. He shared similar music tastes, liked similar movies, and attended even the same faith fellowship. We seemed to have so many things in common. I had no idea he'd lied about things like his hobbies and interests, how he spent his time, the kind of videos that he watched, and I certainly didn't know that he was seeing several other women at the same time when we met. And I didn't know this until after we'd gotten married. It was only after that relationship fell apart that I found out how much of what he told me was actually a lie. In fact, I found myself replaying scenes over and over in my mind, searching for the truth. Maybe you've wondered the same thing about your current or ex-partner. In this video, I'm going to unmask the narcissist fake image, the so-called Dr. Jekyll persona. Let's discover together how much of that person you thought you met was real and how much of it was actually a deception. Let's delve into why narcissists create masks. And I'm even going to hazard a guess how much of what they fabricated was an intentional, manipulative effort to deceive you. Hi, I'm Dr. Kerry Kerr McAvoy, a licensed mental health clinician with over 20 years of counseling experience, and I'm a narcissistic abuse survivor. If you'd like to hear my story, be sure to check out the first in this series called How Love Nearly Cost Me My Life, or read my book, Love You More, The Harrowing Tale of Lies, Sex Addiction, and Double Cross. This video is the 8th in a year-long series called Toxic Love. Each week, I'm deconstructing pathological love relationships from start to finish. I'm going to answer the questions that drive you and I nuts about these toxic and narcissistic relationships, why they do what they do, and the craziness that it creates. So, do you think when a narcissist meets a fantastic new date that they deliberately plot a devious scheme to trick the new person into believing that they're somebody that they're not, that they're this person's perfect match? Or does the creation of the narcissist mask happen out of an idealized wish to be that person's perfect love? Is it possible that for a brief period of time the narcissists actually believe that they've changed? That this new relationship has turned them into a new person? Or was all of it actually a con? So you're going to want to stick around to the end of the video to find out what I think. You're going to think my answer is surprising. This is the perfect time to stop right now to hit the like button on this video and to subscribe to this channel. And be sure to turn on notifications so you know the next time I'm going live. During those events, I answer your questions. So be sure to check out my lives. Let's talk about things that are on your mind. 3 weeks ago, I posted a video on love bombing. And in it, I shared how narcissists and other toxic people mirror, mimic, and parrot the new love interest. How they become this person's idealized mate. How they become someone this person has always wanted to meet. The good guy, the wonderful woman, the bad boy, or the hot babe. And like a chameleon who has moved into a new territory, the narcissist takes on the love interest's habits, characteristics, interests, and preferences. They begin to resemble this new person. So much so that the new person thinks that they've met their soulmate. So why do narcissists go to all the effort? Well, the obvious answer is to get you and I to fall for them, but it actually is much more complicated than that. Let's take a closer look at the structure of a personality to understand why this process happens. All of us are born with inherent psychological weaknesses and strengths. Imagine you're building a house. Before you're going to frame the interior walls and put the roof on it, you're going to pour a concrete foundation. This cement slab can't just sit on any surface. That ground has to be prepared, graded, and leveled. And then you put reinforcement in the concrete to add extra stability to meet all kinds of weather and all kinds of conditions. Well, the same goes for our personality. We too have reinforcements built into us to help us meet all kinds of challenges and circumstances. These are called ego strengths. And they do things like help us calm ourselves down when we're upset, or recover from setbacks, help us resist temptation, or to get along well with others. These are all things that are necessary for our survival. But people with personality disorders have massive weaknesses in these areas. Yes, no one's designed perfectly to meet every challenge. We all have innate weaknesses, but those who are more pathological in nature have greater deficits. And the biggest ones that they struggle with is coping with life's ordinariness, life's boredom. They struggle resisting impulses and coping with failure, dealing with their imperfections, and being concerned and compassionate for other people. They fear that if we knew who they really were, that we would find them unlikable. So they convince themselves that they have to hide this part of themselves at all cost because they're riddled with intense shame. So much so that they deeply bury it behind a defensive structure built to hide this aspect of themselves. And they shield it super well. So well that after a while, they no longer really remember this uncomfortable part of themselves. I know it's really hard to understand, but imagine it like this. It's like someone who has dyed their hair in so many different shades of brown or blonde that they forgot what their true color actually is. The same goes for narcissists. The mask of the good guy, the wonderful woman, the bad boy, or the hot babe is the outer shell that protects their inner, shaky, insecure, real self. And then they build up this shakiness, this lack of strong foundation on us, the supply. And they use our admiration, our attention, our adoration, and love to become their foundation that makes them feel secure and good. As long as we remain perfectly sweet, supportive, and the person they always dreamed of meeting. Yes, that's another lie that they've created. The illusion that they have met a perfect love and that we're their perfect partner. They have this almost idealized, magical belief that this new relationship with us is the one that is going to solve all that's wrong in the world and all that's wrong with them. There's a whole lot more to that dynamic, and I'll get into it in a later video, but here's the big question we want to know. Do they really believe the good guy or the wonderful woman mask? Does it surprise you to learn the answer is yes and no? They want to believe it's true. They tell themselves that you make them into the better person, that the you they are with you is the you they always wanted to be, and in that way, they do believe this persona, this mask that they've created. They do believe in it. But here's the ugly truth, though. They're not who they pretend to be because they haven't stopped acting out, doing whatever it is that they're not supposed to be doing, the hurtful things, that if you and I knew about it, we wouldn't have agreed to get into a relationship with them. They still continue to cheat, to exaggerate their past accomplishments. They make up trauma history, and they hide the trouble they've gotten into or the substances they're abusing. They know that if you knew about these things, you would have never agreed to go out with them. That side continues to exist, only done in secret through a hidden double life. And they gaslight, lie, and deceive us to keep that part of themselves hidden. So, on one level, they know they're being secretive and deceptive and that they're trying to fool you, but on another level, they hope that they are the better person that you think that they are. And I know that's really hard to understand because it doesn't make sense. How do they do this? They're doing bad things. How can they not know that? Well, because they deny it to themselves that they're doing these bad things. The minute they leave the space of whatever they've done that's wrong, they pull a mask of deception over their own eyes and pretend it's never happened. And it's almost like once it's out of sight, it leaves their conscious mind. That's how they deceive you so well. They lie first to themselves by denying they've done these things, and then they lie to you and me. And they justify these things by saying that what they've done doesn't really hurt you because you don't know, and that it isn't that bad, or that it never actually happened because they've put it out of their mind. And just like that, it works. It's out of their mind. Crazy, I know. Now that you know this about the narcissist mask, does their crazy behavior make more sense? Drop me a comment and let me know what you think. And if you found this video helpful, please like it and subscribe to my channel. And be sure to check out last week's when I get into why victims miss the red flags and fall for toxic people. And next week you're going to want to come back because I'm going to talk about the connection between sex and narcissism.